24 ang ating score to open up the third quarter. Offensive rebound here for Rafi Rivas. Will Antonio, only 2 points dun sa ating first half. At si John Arrigo ang sasalaksa. Si John Arrigo, mga kaibigan, magdadagdag ng kanyang mga numero when it comes to production.
Good start para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. John Arrigo attacking the basket. Alam natin, a bit of a struggle in the first half para kay John Arrigo. And that's the way to get your bearing by attacking the basket.
He's got a total of 7 points. Ito si John Arrigo, and he just gave Coca-Cola Tigers another double-digit lead, 35-24. Ali Peak. Aba! Ay, pero traveling. Kala ko biglang nakapagmilagro ng tira itong si Ali Peak in the land of the Chunkee Giants. Pero that will be a turnover. Roger Yap. Sabi niya dyan si Eugene Tejada, James Yap, Richard G, and Kirby Raimundo.
A bit of a change para sa starting unit ng Chunkee Giants. Kanina, hindi natin nakita si Roger Yap in the starting rotation. Right now, he's the one starting in the second half.
Great effort on the part of Richard G to get an offensive rebound and put back para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Babas muli sa siyam itong kalabangan ng Coca-Cola Tigers.
Alam mo, maganda yung nakita natin kanina dun sa interview kay Assistant Coach Nash Racela. Kaya naman pala hindi pa nakakascore si James Yap dahil that was their main concern. They wanted to control the shooters and they're definitely doing a good job of it. Itong Coca-Cola Tigers.
Kala ko yung babanggitin mo yung kay Coach Ronnie Magsanok. Well-disciplined team itong Coca-Cola Tigers. So what about the discipline of the Purefoods Chunkee Giants?
Well, you know, tama rin yung sinasabi ni Coach Ronnie Magsanok that things have not been falling into place. And more specifically, their shots are not falling.
Ayun. Si John Arrigo. Pumalog yung tirang lumabas. Makukuha sana ni Rafi Rivas, pero naging sana lamang yun at lilipat na ang possession sa Purefoods.
Kanina sinasabi ni Coach Ronnie nga, itong kasama natin, Dominic Uy, MVP of the, ito yung ABA pala, yung Chinese League. Champion pa daw sila.
Okay. Kanina kala ko personal joke.
Para naman malaman ng mga viewers natin.
Oo. Naglalaro pa rin si Dominic.
Of course, still tries to stay in shape. Yeah. Keyword, try.
Yun ang keyword. Try. Alright. 35-28, bumaba na sa pito na lamang itong kalabangan ng Coca-Cola Tigers. Dominic, ano say mo naman?
Pang Boracay yung trying to keep in shape. Actually, getting into shape para dun sa Rafi Hapa Cup natin this year na kailangan mag-champion naman ng ACC 5.
Yan, napagit mo na rin, Dominic, yung Boracay. No? Marami sa ating mga, alam mo, mga nandito sa Maynila, pumupunta dyan sa beach, makapag-swimming naman, sobrang init ng panahon, hindi naman. Kung wala kayo masyadong pera, huwag na kayo mag-Boracay. Manood na lang kayo ng mga games dito sa PBA. Aircon naman dito eh. Makakalimutan nyo rin yung init ko summer. Samantala, etong Coca-Cola. Eto, dito nyo lang makikita ang Coca-Cola na mainit. At eto, lamang pa rin sila laban sa Purefoods.
At alam ko na kung bakit itong Coca-Cola napakaganda ng start ng season nila. Dahil ang Coke, masarap pag summer.
Ayun.
Diba?
Endorser ka na rin ngayon. Ali Peak was fouled to be shooting free throws. Pero si Ali Peak, nagulat nga raw siya. Nang makita niya yung pangalan niya, pangalawa pala siya sa kandidato for best player of the conference so far. At sabi niya, siya lang naman talaga ginagawa lang niya. Dapat niyang magawa para rito sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Kumbaga, it was still in 2002 na makatikim ng All-Filipino Championship itong Coca-Cola Tigers.
And I've known Ali Peak for a while. I remember in 98 or 99 when he went into the league. 98, sinasabi niya sa akin, the only thing that he wants to do in the PBA is win. And he doesn't want to be struggling with victories yung komponan niya. And he's definitely helping his team get victories dito sa ating liga.
As we can see, it's not affecting his performance here. On learning, na pangalawa siya. Siguro sasabihin niya sa susunod, dapat nga yata, pakuna ako, galingan ko pa kaya. Of course, leading dyan, ito si Danny Siegel, ano? 8:49, third quarter na po tayo. Benji Santiago, kasama ko po si Jason Webb, Dominic Uy, John Arrigo. Binigay ang bola rito kay Ali Big. Just trying to shake up itong si Richard G with a 3-second shot clock. He just puts up a shot. Wala.
That's good defense para kay Richard Yee. That's what you want Ali Pig to throw up.
That's si James Shop. Fouled on his way to the basket. Bibigyan na naman siya ng dalawang free throws. He's been taking care of the free throws. No. There's no free throws downstairs. So sideline throw-in lamang ito para sa Purefoods. Roger Yap. Tapos si James Shep. Well, it's a let-go situation. Actually, the referee, nabigyan nila sa mga ganyang kilos o baka nag-initiate ng contact. Well, Antonio! Short struggling player also para rin sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Good thing the rest of his teammates doing the job.
Well, James Yap has yet to score a field goal, but the field goals that he has taken, napakataas ng degree of difficulty. Kaya naman, it's just even harder for him to score.
Personal fouls na para kay John Arrigo. Iwasan talaga ng Coca-Cola Tigers na itong si James Shop. Bigla na lamang pumutok. Tingnan ngayon natin. Ito, nasa kanya ngayon ang bola. Look at that. Double teaming ka agad ang ginagawa nila kay James Shop. Richard G. underneath will score. 4 na puntos para kay Richard G. 37-30. 7-point lead para sa Tigers. El Antonio, now to John Arrigo. Arrigo, muntik na maagawan ni Roger Yap. Arrigo, kinaliwa, wala. And James Yap, kailang doon at bola ngayon nasa panig ng Purefoods. The side-stepping goal of Roger Yap. At ito, kumakatok na ang Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Coca-Cola Tigers, nakakatikim naman ng pagkabahala. Nasa third quarter tayo. Rumarachada na ang Purefoods, mga kaibigan. 37-32. Roger Yap. Yung isang Yap na lang ang inihintay ng Purefoods na mag-click. Babalik po kami. Sa City of Cagayan de Oro. From the outside, nothing there para kay Denok Miranda. Pero ang Coca-Cola Tigers go inside to Ali Big. Ito na naman, Roger Yap to James Yap. Ayun! May field goal na rin. Etong si James Yap. Sinimulan lang ng isang Yap. Ang dynamic kuha ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. At eto, 3-point lead na lamang para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Purefoods turning it around dito sa kanilang field goal shooting. 5 out of 11 after shooting an atrocious 22%. Coming alive dito sa third.
Ali Pig outside of Dale Singson. Dale Singson can't penetrate. Pero as soon as he heard the whistle, itchak agad ng bola. May foul na may tatawag. Antala, ito po ang Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Sabi nga natin, kanina nahihirapan mag-click. Actually, 0 nga si Roger Yap kanina. James Shep naman, puro sa free throws lang bumabala, tumi-score. Pero sabi nga natin, medyo magbago ang ihip ng hangin. Ang Purefoods Chunkee Giants, yan ang dapat lagi mainit.
Oh, and a couple of fast break opportunities by the Purefoods Chunkee Giants, giving the opportunity to the Yap brothers.
And after the shot block ni Kirby Raimundo and Ali Big, forced to take a shot from the outside si Denok Miranda dahil yung kanilang shot block ay bumababa. At natawagan na nga sila tuluyan na shot block violation. Defense, they are 2 of the best. Yes, nakikita natin in that piece of action, Coach Ryan Gregorio could applaud the effort of Kirby Raimundo. He needed some help, sinabi niya yan. Yung kanyang mga teammates. And I think he's getting it here in the third period. Although matatawagan siya ng offensive foul.
Offensive foul number 21, Kirby Raimundo.
Just down by 3 and 3 personal fouls naman na may tatawag laban kay Kirby Raimundo. Napapailing na lamang itong si Coach Ryan Gregorio na hindi ko malaman kung ginagaya na rin niya yung hairstyle ng kanyang player na si James Yap. But it's a new look for Coach Ryan Gregorio. Belated happy birthday, last April 7.
Look at the third quarter turnovers. Coca-Cola with 5, Purefoods with 1, and another turnover para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Tatabla o didikit ko. Nadikit yata yung bola dun sa linya. Pero may foul.
Holding foul on number 15, Dale
Si
Singson.
Dale Singson na matatawagan ng kanyang pangalawang personal foul. Just a sideline throw-in lamang para sa Purefoods. 3 team fouls against the Coca-Cola Tigers. Same boat with Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Pero marami pa rin nakaabang dun sa mga outside shots ni James Yap. Kailan papasok? Will Antonio, bang! It goes in.
Antonio.
So 39-34, 5 puntos sa kalamangan ng Coca-Cola Tigers.
Will Antonio hitting that shot on transition, stopping the run of itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants, bringing back the lead to 5 points.
Kirby working his way laban dito kay Rafi Rivas. Going to Roger Yap. The pass inside to Richard Yee. Point play in the making here para kay Richard Yee. Always alam niya kung saan siya dapat pumosisyon dun sa ilalim. And actually, pangatlong beses na ito pumipwesto sa ilalim si Richard Yee. At umi-score naman siya. Very effective move on the part of this player ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. So a 3-point lead ng Coca-Cola. Pwede pang bawasan yan itong si Richard Yee. The 4-rebound output nitong si Richard Yee.
And Richard Yee coming alive dito sa ating third quarter. 6 of those points all came here in the third quarter as James Yap gets his second field goal plus a foul. Dito rin ang lahat sa third quarter.
Segundo lang. And it could be a 5-point swing on the part of Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Ito po yung nangyari. Mailap ang bola para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Naging maamo naman para kay James Yap. And so far, wala pang minimintis na free throws. Itong si James Yap dito sa ating ball game na ito. At tuloy-tuloy pa rin yan. Tabla, 39 all. Pangatlong deadlock natin dito sa ating ball game.
At medyo mahaba-haba hinintay natin hanggang umabot ng pangatlong deadlock.
Oo.
Because the second deadlock came all the way in the first quarter at 11 all.
Alam ko na, sa haba ng pahinga nitong dalawang koponan na ipagpag na nila, sigurado marumi sa labas, puro kalawang. Eto na ngayon. Mukhang okay na, tinatakbo itong, lalo na itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants in the third quarter. So siguro sabi ni Coach Binky Pabis, teka muna, labas ko muna yung rookie point guard ko. Kailangan yata ng veteran expertise. Balik si Johnny Abarrientos on the floor. 4 minutes, 15 remaining sa ating third quarter. Roger Yap! Excuse me, lamang na Purefoods, 41-39.
Coach Ryan Gregorio changing his starting unit dito sa ating second half. Pinasok nito si Roger Yap instead of Paul Artadi, and he's looking like a genius right now with Purefoods on a 13-2 run.
Inside, it's Billy Mamaril. At may foul na ibibigay itong Purefoods. Is it on Kirby? Alright, pang-apat laban kay Kirby, pero itong si Roger Yap naman mga kaibigan is making things happen here in the third period para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. And this time, Abarrientos to Dale Singson trying a quick play there. They foul. Sideline throw-in lamang ito.
Holding foul on number 18,
James Yap. Kung matatawagan, pangalawang personal foul. Ito si James Yap.
Mark Inglis for Richard Yee.
Richard Yee has done a good job. Palakpakan ng kanilang mga fans dito. Pinagpahinga ni Coach Ryan Gregorio, and Mark Pingris is back on the floor para sa Purefoods. Abarrientos. Deflected yung pasa. Purefoods samang ng dalawa. Eugene Tejada. Yes! 1-point lead right now para sa Purefoods. Their biggest lead in this game. Laban sa Coca-Cola Tigers. At nakita ko si Coach Binky Tabi. Sabi niya, teka muna, ano na nangyari sa amin rito? 30-second timeout lamang ang hiningi niya. 4-point lead na ito para sa Purefoods.
Second chance points, 14-2 in favor of the Purefoods Chunkee Giants. A big turnaround compared to the first game nitong dalawang koponan.
Roger Yap firing away against the friendly bounce. And now they take a 6-point lead, 45-39.
Talagang napakaganda ng bunot ni Coach Ryan Gregorio dito kay Roger Yap in the third quarter. Roger Yap already with 6 points all here in the third. Pagkatapos natin maghanap ng puntos mula sa mga Yap, nagdati ka na dito lahat sa third quarter.
Nakapasa dilim ng first half. Dito nakakita ng liwanag sa third quarter.
The Giants are now in penalty.
Nasa penalty na ang Purefoods Chunkee Giants with 2 minutes and 48 remaining. And this is Roger Yap in action. Iba na yung magaling ka, may halo pang swerte.
So Ali Pic at the line, nakuha niya yung pang-apat na personal mula kay Kirby Raimundo. Apat na si Kirby, apat na rin si Richard G. This is what Coca-Cola does to you. Talagang they really put your big man in foul trouble, and that really nagkakaroon ng butas yung opensa at depensa nung kalaban dahil kulang na yung malaki nila.
1 out of 2, that trip kay Ali Pic. They're down by 5, 45-40. Low scoring ball game, mga kaibigan. We're here in the third period. Pero iba ang nararamdaman itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants right now is very active. Very aware kung nasaan ang bola. Another shot clock, bumababa. 4 seconds na lamang. Roger Yap takes the shot. At may loose ball foul na may tatawag rito laban sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants.
Loose ball foul on number 18, James.
Si James Yap, takbo.
Penalty.
Tatlong personal foul si James Yap. At nasa penalty na nga itong panig ng Purefoods. So binibigyan na naman nila ng pagkakataon to take a lot of free throws at the panig ng Coca-Cola Tigers.
And these are the guys that you don't want to foul. Ito yung mga magagaling na free throw shooter ng Coca-Cola Tigers. As we see, Roger Yap was, sabi nga natin kanina, 6 points. So, merong mga free throw shooters ang Coca-Cola Tigers that are not so good. Specifically, they're big men. Pero yung mga small men nila, medyo matindi yan sa free throw.
So 45-41 right now. Dale Singson taking care of his first free throw. Looking forward to making his second one. At rin lang ang mga puntos nitong si Dale Singson in this ball game. And here in the third, ang lamang itong kalamangan ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Roger Yap against Johnny Abarientos. Palapit na palapit si Roger Yap. At alam niya, mas malaki siya rito kay Johnny Abarientos. At siguro, narinig din niya na sabi ko kanina, kaya may benta pa ito si Johnny Abarientos. Kaya hindi makakalundag ito. And he challenged the defense of Johnny Abarientos. Abarientos picks up a foul and Roger Yap set the line for a pair of free throws. Second personal foul in the flying A.
Substitution, Rafi Rivas coming in for Ali Pic.
So Rafi Rivas is back. Pinalitan muna itong si Ali Pic. Roger Yap, for 2. Back to another 5-point lead para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Kahanin po natin itong Coca-Cola Tigers. 4 na sunod na panalo ito sa pagbubukas nitong ating mga Filipino Conference. Then natalo ng 2 beses. Then back-to-back wins naman. Itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants galing sa talo laban sa San Miguel Beermen. At of course, 2-3 spots. Coca-Cola, Purefoods respectively sa ating team standing. Kirby, top the key jumper. Back rim that shot. And John Arrigo touching the ball last. Kaya bola pa rin ang Purefoods.
So give credit to Mark Pingres who never gave up on the play. Nagulo niya to si John Arrigo, kaya naman nabitawan ni Arrigo yung bola to the sideline.
Only 1 minute and 32 remaining dito sa ating third quarter. What a big quarter para rito sa panig ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants who scored only 10 points in the second period.
They're actually about to match their total in the first half dahil 24 lang ang ginawa nila sa first half. Here in the third quarter, they already have 47, so that makes 23 points dito sa ating third quarter. More like the Pure Foods na that we have come to know.
The veteran Ray Evangelista seeing action for the first time para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Yap, laban kay Johnny Barrientos. And Roger Yap knows the mismatch but could not exploit that situation.
7-second shot clock, 7 seconds to shoot.
Bola pa rin ang Pure Foods and 7 segundo ang kanilang shot clock. Evangelista will be inbounding from the baseline. Richard Yee! Ayaw. Look at that. Follow-up slam dunk pero never giving up on the left. Ganun talaga nagiging attitude dito si Mark Pingris.
But
That scores.
That's really what Mark Pingris gives to this team. Yung toughness and intensity niya in trying to go for loose balls.
49-42, 7-point lead here para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. John Arrigo from inside the key, malakas. In the battle off the boards, Billy Mamaril getting the handle.
Number 7, Ray Evangelista.
At si Ray Evangelista nakapapasok pa lamang, matatawagan ng his first personal foul.
Sigh of relief mula dun sa coaching staff ng Chunkee Giants kasi involved dun sa rebound na yun si Richard G, who we know already has 4 personal fouls. We know that the big man of the Purefoods Chunkee Giants already teetering on the brink of, and on the brink actually, of foul trouble.
Ay nasa penalty na nga itong Purefoods. Kaya 2 free throws para kay Billy Mamaril. At para po kay Billy Mamaril, that's only his first point dito sa ball game na ito. He was 0 of 7 back in the first half. Puro bakal ang tinatamaan ni Billy Mamaril with his shots. And he cans 2 free throws to make it a 5-point game. 49-44, Purefoods Chunkee Giants. 40 seconds na lamang tayo sa third quarter. Roy Castillo has 3 points back in the first period, sinking a 3-point basket. Ito na naman si Mark Pingris. Palapitan na ito. Against the basket. 6 points in the game para kay Mark Pingris. 51-44, Purefoods. Johnny Barrientos this time fronted by Roy Castillo. The pass inside almost stolen. Napunta kay Billy Mamaril. Makes the basket after making free throws kanina. Down to 5. Last shot time. Purefoods. They have 8 seconds. Roy Castillo to Richard Yee. Wow! Every time he's in the shaded area, umi-score ito si Richard Yee. John Arrigo still in the backcourt. Sinusundan ni James Yap. Puts it up! The effort was there, but the basket, nope. And Roger Yap, what a third quarter. Ito po mga kaibigan. Bokya ito the first half. At ito si Roger Yap mga kaibigan. His points, nag-click siya dito sa third quarter. And he sparked the rally. Ito Purefoods Chunkee Giants making the right decisions when it comes to passing. Also, when he's trying to elude his defenders and making his points. And that's why they lead here in the third period by 7, 53-46. So as they open up the fourth quarter, it will start with a turnover, traveling call laban kay James Yap. But it was Roger Yap ang bumida dun sa third quarter. Sa kasalukuyan, it's a 7-point lead para sa Purefoods. At scoring by quarters natin. Wow, what a third quarter really para sa Purefoods.
Well, Purefoods struggled in the first and second. Only 14 and 10 in those first 2 quarters. Pero the third quarter, nabuhay na sila with 29. Ito naman Coca-Cola still has to resurrect after Easter Sunday.
Titignan ngayon natin, ano? They foul si Billy Mamaril. At pangalawang personal foul yun laban dito kay Billy Mamaril. Let's see, may palitan tayo na mangyayari rito. And next dead ball situation because I just saw nasa official stable na ito si Denok Miranda at si Ali Pic.
Kung kanina ang Purefoods ang nahihirapan makabutas dun sa ring, ito naman Coca-Cola ang nahirapan. Only 20%. On the other side naman, Purefoods 54%. More than half their baskets going in. mukhang Benji, yung ring dun sa kabila ay medyo maliit ata.
Kaya nga eh. Check natin yan sa susunod ha. Rebounding effort pero still futile para rin sa panig ng Coca-Cola Tigers. Purefoods will keep possession. So Johnny and Mamaril. Papalitan muna ni Denok at ni Ali Peak. Purefoods taking care of a 7-point lead here. Mark Pingris, nagpakitang gilas dito sa ating third quarter. Pero he forced the issue and he will be called for an offensive foul.
Offensive foul para sa team, Mark Pingris.
Pangalawa yan laban kay Mark Pingris, may panggigigil. So Coca-Cola Tigers. Tingnan ngayon natin si Denok Miranda is up against the Golden Boy Noy Castillo. Rafi Rivas goes for the hook. Ayaw. Purefoods once again on the attack here. Roger Yap. Nakiraan si Roger Yap. Nakakita siya. Nakatira sa butas. Pero sinamantala niya yung pagkakataon to get another basket.
Roger Yap having a big second half. Sigurado, tuwan-tuwa yung mga kapatid natin dyan sa Cagayan dahil they voted him as their choice para sa ating All-Star game.
Oo, parang sinasabi lang talaga ni Roger Yap you'll see more of me dating ko dyan sa Misamis Oriental. And of course, third quarter, he's picking up where he left off. Etong si Roger Yap, mga kaibigan. At ito ay pinakamalaking kalamangan ng Purefoods in this ball game. Enjoying it by 9. Ingris with a steal. Going to Ray Evangelista. Ray Evangelista will be called for the charge. At tumuturo itong Purefoods nasa no charge zone. Itong si Will Antonio.
So before that, another turnover para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. As we look at this play, silipin natin kung yung paa nasa labas. Nasa labas ang paa. But before that, I was saying another turnover by the Coca-Cola Tigers. Alam mo, this was the stat that did them in the last quarter dahil 8 yung turnover nila in the third quarter compared to the one of Purefoods. And Purefoods turned this to 10 turnover points. Doon nakabawi itong Chunkee Giants.
It's a case of who's going to show more discipline in this ball game. So what's left of it? 55-46, 9-40 in this game. Ito si Noy Castillo going to Richard Yee. Richard Yee. Talagang in the zone. Doon sa shaded area na yun. Yun ang kanyang teritoryo.
It even seemed na nasupalpal pa yun ni Rafi Rivas eh. But still going in.
Pero wala tayo talaga magagawa. Kumuha na ng teritoryo. Ito si Richard Yee at sabi niya, shaded area, akin yan. At lamang ng double-digit lead itong panig ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Their biggest, getting bigger pa nga. We're already here in the fourth quarter, 57-46. At ang Coca-Cola Tigers, now, anong klase naman? Sila naman ang gagawa ng mga adjustments dito. Alright, 11 puntos ng kalamangan ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Ito si Will Antonio going to John Arrigo with a 5-second shot clock para sa Coca-Cola. Sino titira? Papasok ba? Nako, overpass ang nagawa.
Coach Vicky Pavis will definitely be upset dun sa nangyaring yun. Galing siya sa timeout. I'm sure he mentioned to his players kung ilang seconds silang natitira sa shot clock. But no one in the Coca-Cola camp knew that the shot clock was winding down.
This will pave the way. In a minute, meron lang warning na may tatawag laban kay Ali Pink for delaying the ball game. So I was saying this will pave the way na mas lalo pang malaki ang maitalang kalamangan itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants. They're enjoying a double-digit spread here. 11-point lead, 57-46. Pero weak yung pasa eh. Denok Miranda to John Arrigo. Tagal-tagal na rin tayong walang nakikita ng TM press dito.
Yes, and yung mga tira ni John Arrigo, they're not actually short. They're always either to the left or to the right. So mapapansin mo na medyo hindi diretso yung sights ni John Arrigo yung araw na to.
Kailangan medyo i-calibrate, ayusin ng konti. Roger Yap! Ayaw! And Mark Pingris will be called for a loose ball foul.
Blue ball foul
That will
number
be his
15,
third.
Mark Pingris. That's his third personal, second team foul.
So it will be the second team foul laban sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Meron namang isang team foul itong panig ng Coca-Cola Tigers. Muli po isang magandang gabi sa inyo, Pilipinas. Benji Santiago, Jason Webb, Dominic Uy. Ang inyong pong mga kasama for the coverage of this ball game.
Holding foul on number 7, Ray Evangelista.
At si Ray Evangelista
Substitution.
will be called for his fourth personal
Ray
foul.
Evangelista.
Gagamitin naman si Eugene Tejada pagpapahingayin si Ray Evangelista. Now who's going to take charge para sa Coca-Cola Tigers? John Arrigo. Kaya malapit, kaya malayo. Talagang hindi niya makuha yung butas ng ring nila nun.
Oo, pati kaliwa na ang kamay. Sinubukan na rin eh.
Eto, siya na naman. Sablay na naman. And Mark Pingris for the rebound. Roger Yap, don't need to hurry. 11-point lead. Roger Yap to Eugene Tejada. It goes in! TM President's in a bagong TM power to the people. And to the delight of the fans of Purefoods. Now they're really enjoying a much bigger lead. 14 points. Nababawasan naman. Itong si Denok Miranda.
But only the first 2 points of the Coca-Cola Tigers dito sa ating fourth quarter. They have to put more points in bundles para mahabol nitong kalamangan ng Chunkee Giants.
They also have to defend well. Especially if Purefoods has been getting offensive rebounds like that. Uncontested pa yung mga tira na yun na binibitawan dito si Mark Pingris. Ito mga kaibigan, all came from Roger Yap. And this is how they have been playing at the onset of the second half. Purefoods 62, Coca-Cola 48. Long way para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. They're still playing catch-up. At nag-iba na istorya. Points in the paint, Coca-Cola 12, Purefoods 34.
Somewhat surprising dahil alam natin itong Coca-Cola Tigers dominated by big men tapos sila pa yung mas mababa sa points in the paint.
Yung sinasabi ng Purefoods, kami naman ng Giants eh. Let's turn you over right now to Dominic Uy.
Thank you, Benji. Itong Chunkee Giants, sabi nga nila, it's an attitude kaya sila nakabalik dito sa larong ito. All of them got together and wanted to play and said, you know, kailangan natin magtulong-tulong. They know they're not that strong. That's why everybody has to step up. So guys like Tejada, Richard D, Noy Castillo, and Roger Yap, and James Yap, of course, are expected to play well. Kaya naman itong si Coach Ryan Gregorio is so happy with the way he's playing dito sa second half.
And he's gonna be happier. Mark Pingris having his way, getting those offensive rebounds. Mga kaibigan, 14 muli itong kalamangan ng Purefoods.
At alam mo, Benji, yung mga supporting cast ang talaga nagpapakita dito sa second half. You have the likes of Roger Yap, you have Mark Pingris, and you have Richard D. These three guys have definitely helped the cause of Purefoods.
I wonder how you would interpret their Coca-Cola might have the discipline, but Purefoods is showing the attitude. All right, huh? And so far, attitude working well. Roger Yap, ito inaatrasan niya si Denok Miranda. 7-second shot clock. Look at this, almost a basket para kay Roger Yap. Denok Miranda. Going to John Arrigo, they needed that.
Basket counts for John
Yes, it will
Arrigo.
count para kay John Arrigo. An end one situation.
Noy Castillo.
A foul na may tatawag laban kay Noy Castillo. Si John Arrigo po, kanina pa ito, ang dami na sinasablay nito. Kaliwa, kanan, malapit, malayo. Pero who knows? Maybe this time around, he will be able to find the target and he completes the three-point play para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Coca-Cola Tigers going for a full court press now, trying to change the tempo of the ball game.
Still double-digit lead para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. At ito, Bilis ang kamay ng Coca-Cola Tigers to steal that ball away. And John Arrigo once again, pero this time he overshoots. Nevertheless, scoring opportunity on its way para kay John Arrigo. Meron siyang dalawang free throws. Si Mark Pingris is picking up on his points, but he's also picking up on fouls. May 4 na siya in this game.
So we have Mark Pingris with 4. We have Kirby Raimundo with 4. We have Richard Yee with 4. At saka Ray Evangelista with 4. So most of the big guys of the Chunkee Giants, most of them in foul trouble.
Kirby Raimundo is back. Pinalitan si Richard Yee. Kanina naman si James Yap ay pinasok para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. John Arrigo wants to be the man para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Well, pwede naman dahil he's got 12 points right now. And a timeout has been called with 5:08 remaining in this game. Purefoods still with the lead, 64-55.
Benji, itong si Coach, itong si Alvin Patrimonio ay wala sa bench ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants kung mapapansin nyo. He's actually in Dubai. May guesting siya doon. He's actually playing a basketball game doon. Dahil itong Purefoods has a branch there in Dubai. So lahat ng mga Pilipino nasa Dubai ay pinasasaya ngayon ni the captain, Alvin Patrimonio.
Ayun. Oh.
Alam mo, nakita ko rin yung bench ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants kanina. Nakita ko si Egay Billones at naalala ko lang, sinabi niya na yung favorite niyang pamangkin, birthday daw ngayon, kailangan ko daw batiin. Pero bawal bumati, kaya hindi ko babatiin si Jaja.
Mark Pingris, nakakarami na ito sa puntos, nakakarami pa pagdating sa rebounds. Actually, he's got 9 rebounds. He's averaging a little more than that in this conference. And a traveling ball laban kay Billy Mamaril.
Trash talk mula kay Billy Mamaril at saka kay Eugene Tejada. Color brewing mula sa dalawa.
Alright. 66-55. Purefoods Chunkee Giants leading by 11. And a foul by Denok Miranda. Pangatlo na yan.
Hanging foul number 3, Denok Miranda. That is third.
So ito yung big turnaround when it comes to field goals from the first half to the second half.
Well, itong first half, not very good for Coca-Cola with 34, but Purefoods very poor at 22% sa first half. Pero nung second half, nahawa na rin yung Coca-Cola Tigers, only 24%. On the other hand, itong Chunkee Giants, buhay na buhay with 51%.
And almost a basket para kay Mark Pingris. Strong drive. May foul.
Number 2, Billy Mamaril.
At si Billy Mamaril
That is third.
ang matatawagan ng kanyang pangatlong personal foul.
So Mark Pingris parang showing that he has a lot of fresh legs. Napakataas ang tinatalon niya. Definitely giving itong Chunkee Giants a lot of energy with his athleticism.
In their first encounter, ito si Mark Pingris was a non-factor. He only had 3 points. Pero right now, seems like he is one of the big factors kung bakit ito Purefoods Chunkee Giants is leading in this ball game. There you could see the smile on his face even. 4 minutes and 15 remaining here. And 67-55 score favoring Purefoods Chunkee Giants. John Arrigo running jumper.
Arrigo.
Not exactly a very easy shot. 14 points in the game para kay John Arrigo. Almost a steal for Denok Miranda. Siguro parang time management na ba ito? Pwede ka na bang gumawa ng gano'n, Jason?
Well,
with
still
3 minutes and 45?
Still too early, Benji, but they want to make sure that itong Coca-Cola press, hindi sila mamadaliin ito.
Almost a turnover. Dale Singson, the save to John Arrigo. Arrigo on the drive.
John Arrigo.
Iniba pa niya yung tira niya. Nagkabanggaan sa ere. 67-59 right now. 8-point lead na lamang ito para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Anything can still happen. And it's Mark Pingris
What a rebound by Mark Pingris. Talagang pinapakita niya sa atin ang ability niya to get rebounds.
Substitution.
At nararamdaman niya na naitutulak na siya rito, binabangga na siya. Take a look at this. After the miss ni Kirby Raimundo, sino naman may tanga ng bola? Mark Pingris. Well, the Giants, they're showing that they're truly Giants, especially when it comes to rebounding. Pinapakita ni Mark Pingris against the big guys itong Coca-Cola Tigers. Billy Mamaril and even Rafi Rivas could get the ball out of the hands of Mark Pingris. 30-second timeout lamang ito mga kaibigan, most probably para palamigin lang ang ulo ng mga maiinit na ulo. With 3 minutes and 13 remaining, pero itong Coca-Cola Tigers have been making their run here somehow. The lead has been chopped down to only 8 points.
Itong si Billy Mamaril and Noy Castillo. Makikita natin after this play, ito si Billy Mamaril. Started with there, Mark Pingris. Puminit ang ulo kay Billy Mamaril. Tinuloy ito ni Noy Castillo. They were both called for technical fouls. Offsetting technical fouls, kaya wala tayong free throw.
Alright. Balikan po natin ang action. Bola ito ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Eugene Tejada. Now to Roger Yap. Inside it's Kirby Raimundo. The reverse and it's in.
Kirby Raimundo.
And Kirby Raimundo meron ng 15 puntos. Si John Arrigo nagpupubilit. Matatawagan ng offensive foul. Even their coach, Pinky Pavis. Sige, baba na.
That's his fifth.
5 personal fouls against John Arrigo. 10 itong kalamangan ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants.
Traveling ang tatawagan kay Eugene Tejada. He took too many steps before inbounding. Nakita nyo, ginawa kanina yan ni pinakita pa ni referee Boy Cruz kung anong ginawa niya.
Oh, so parang nagpatintero siya dun sa may sideline. It's an inbound violation. Lucky break para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. And they go once again to the guy with a hot hand. John Arrigo. Pero wala. James Yap. Laban kay Denok Miranda. Nabitiwan ng bola pero mas maraming kakapiro si James Yap. Eugene Tejada with a trail job. And a nice job at that.
Timeout, Coca-Cola Tigers.
Purefoods 71, Coca-Cola 59. Coca-Cola needs a timeout. Manipis na rin ang oras. 2 minutes and 39. Almost effortless for Purefoods. They still have the lead. Pwede pa siyang magdagdag. May 5 shot blocks pa si Mark Pingris. Second half scoring natin. Ayan, makikita natin. Tatlong players na 30 laban sa whole of Coca-Cola, only 24. Yup, going to Pingris once again. Sabi sa inyo hindi pa tapos ang ball game, hindi pa tapos. Ang magandang tinatrabaho ni Mark Pingris para sa Purefoods. 12 points sa kalamangan ng Purefoods. At may foul.
Holding foul on number 21, Kirby Raimundo.
Si Kirby matatawagan with his 5th personal as a penalty na itong Purefoods Chunkee Giants.
Kirby Raimundo.
Pero alam mo, naalagaan niya yung personal fouls niya because very early in the third quarter, itong si Kirby, naka-apat na. But you can see the maturity in Kirby that he's able to nurse his fouls all the way till the end of the ball game.
Ali Pig. Tagal-tagal din natin hindi nabanggit. Itong si Ali Pig. Of course, Coach Pinky Pavis talking to the other players. 2 for 2 para kay Ali Pig. Now has 16 points in the ball game. Roger Yap.
Last 2 minutes.
Naibigay pa rin ang bola. Last 2 minutes. Brought to you by Hope, the luxury cigarette. Almost a basket to baseline there para kay James Yap. John Arrigo. Laban kay Roger Yap. A 10-point lead para sa Purefoods. Billy Mamaril. No basket from the baseline. And Purefoods taking care of the rebound. They lead by 10. A Parang panigurado lang ba
30-second
ito?
timeout. Purefoods
Tawag pa ng
Chunkee Giants.
30-second timeout. Ito si Coach Ryan Gregorio. It's a short timeout mga kaibigan, and Purefoods leading by 10 with 1:30 remaining in this ball game. At itong second half talaga, masasabi natin, Purefoods Chunkee Giants really made the necessary adjustments. They could not get anything from James Yap, but the other guys, iba eh.
Oo, it's the supporting cast that have been stars today. Silang, they were able to pull out itong Purefoods from the hole that it was in. Dahil talagang hindi sila makashoot nung first half. But here in the second half, they were able to bring up their field goal percentage up over 50%. On the other side naman, itong Coke could not find the answer. The same as the Purefoods Chunkee Giants on how to score on the right side of the ring. Of the right side of our playing court. Both of them having a hard time dun sa ating kanan ng goal.
So dito nagkaroon na ng patutuo yung sinasabi natin. Sabi ko pa naman kanina, dito lang sa PBA ninyo makikita na ang Coca-Cola ay mainit. Pero bigla ng lamig. Lalo na dito sa second half. And with 1:25 remaining in this ball game, a 10-point lead para sa Purefoods, sa kanila pa yung bola. And James Yap getting an offensive rebound. Oh, pero hindi tumamasa rin yung tira niya ngayon. Tapos naman, shot clock violation. Oh, tuloy lang ang laro. Nakuha na ng Coca-Cola. John Arrigo, flicking the arm. Kasi shooting a 3. At mukhang ganun nga. At sinintay lang natin. Naku, nakaapak yata sa linya.
Hacking foul number 21, Kirby Raymundo.
Oo, mukhang nakaapak sa
That's the
linya.
sixth personal
Si
foul
Kirby
on Kirby Raymundo.
will pick up his 6th and last foul.
This is for Kirby Raymundo.
Si Kirby Raymundo had a total of 15 points in this game. Mag-isa siyang lumalaban in the first half for the cause of Purefoods.
3 free throws for John Arrigo.
So tatlong free throws pala para kay John Arrigo mga kaibigan. 1:08 remaining. Let's see, the most important thing about this is that nakatigil yung oras. I-score ka na ng 3 puntos kung sakasakali.
And of course, after that, you can set up your defense, especially if Coca-Cola wants to put up full court pressure. Mas madaling gawin yon coming off free throws.
2 for 2 so far para kay John Arrigo. He still has 1 point coming up. Ibinalik si Dale Singson. Nilabas si Ali Peak. So it's like Coach Pinky Favis is looking for all options, yung mga scoring options niya. The guys on the floor right now. 1 more para kay John Arrigo. Could make it this into the 7-point game. All right.
Timeout.
Tatawag naman ang full timeout ang Purefoods Chunkee Giants. The lead has been cut down to only 7 with 1:08 remaining in this ball game. Alright, balik po tayo dito sa laro na ito. Meron pa tayo 1 minuto at 8 segundo yung ating game story. Higante, manliliit pa uli kontra sa Tigre. Mukhang hindi na ganyan ang mangyayari dito sa tinatakbo ng laro na ito. Jason.
Alam naman natin, sinabi natin yon dahil dun sa first meeting, eto mga Tigre, nag-mistulang Higante because of their 61 rebounds compared to the Purefoods' 39. Pero ngayon mukhang ang mga Higante, talagang naging Higante na sila dahil they have out-rebounded the Coca-Cola Tigers 52-44, correcting the problem they had in their first meeting.
All right. Coach Pinky Pavis, who will be traveling to the PBA All-Star Weekend to Misamis Oriental sa Cagayan de Oro to coach the North All-Stars. Laban kay Coach Jong Wichico, who will be coaching the South All-Stars. Pero dito muna tayo sa larong ito dahil muntik at may pinamigay yung bola ng Purefoods. So they committed a turnover.
Exactly, natapik ito ni Denok Miranda tapos si Roger Yap tried to recover the ball but he was still outside.
All right. So quick basket on the part of Dale Singson. Pwede pa ito. 5 na lamang ito kalamangan ng Purefoods Chunkee Giants. 1 minute and 2 seconds. Ang nalalabi. James Yap. Mawawala ba yung bola? But John Arrigo will give up a foul. Was not exactly agreeing with the call of the referee, and so is their coach, na si Coach Pinky Fabis.
And he knows how important that was. It was a turnover. Napakalapit nila sa basket nila. At silipin natin kung meron tong foul.
Eh, mabigat-bigat pa naman yun dahil pang-anim na personal foul itong si John Arrigo na nasa kanyang mga balikat. Sinusubukan ng Coca-Cola Tigers. Nadali ni John Arrigo itong Coca-Cola na makabalik pa rin dito sa ball game na ito. 1 minuto pa ito ng nalalabi.
Exactly, and Benji, they actually didn't want to foul, and this is one of the guys that they did not want to foul. Dahil ang ilalagay nila ngayon sa free throw line, James Yap, alam natin, matinik yan sa free throw.
Hindi pa nagmimintis for tonight. So let's see, sabi nga natin, karamihan ng mintis ito, his outside shots, kung saan siya merong specialty in that department.
Richard Yee for Eugene Canada.
Richard Yee, matindi rin ang ginawa nito para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. There you can see 6 out of 6 from the free throw line. Etong si James Yap. And still flawless from the stripe. So 7-point lead, kaya pa ba? Di pumasok para kay Denok Miranda pero mabibigyan siya ng free throws. At si Roger Yap, ang kanyang pangatlong personal foul. So all of a sudden, itong ating final few seconds, so final seconds itong ating fourth quarter, biglang umahaba rito. Fouls, Purefoods nasa penalty. Actually, both teams already.
Substitution. Rafi Rivas coming in for Ali Pink.
Rafi Rivas comes back into the ball game.
44, yeah.
2 for 2 para kay Denok Miranda. 5-point lead para sa Purefoods. 54.1. Ay, tatawid pa yung bola ni Roger Yap. Naitawid, naibigay kay Mark Fingris. Coca-Cola Tigers not giving up a foul. Both teams already in the penalty, and finally, dumating yung foul na yun. Si Will Antonio. Matatawagan. Ang kanyang pang-apat na personal foul, and let's see Richard Yee.
Well, Coca-Cola tried to play good defense until the point that they felt they had the guy na gusto nilang ilagay sa free throw line.
Yun eh. Had a chance for a 3-point play opportunity earlier. He muffed the bonus free throw. Right idea para sa Coca-Cola Tigers.
Nakita natin nung hawak ni Roger Yap, ni James Yap at saka ni Noy Castillo, there was no way that Coca-Cola was gonna foul them because they need na yung mapupunta sa free throw, kailangan mag-miss, and Richard Yee has missed one. Actually, still 0 out of 2 mula sa free throw line. Ito si Richard Yee.
Not big, even one. Dale Singson to Will Antonio for the 3. Yes! Diatras! Attention niya bago Dia. Power to the people. 33 seconds remaining. 2-point lead na lamang ito para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. Coca-Cola Tigers. Graduate na po si John Arrigo. Pero si Will Antonio is still playing. He finds himself struggling earlier. But when they needed it the most, kinakailangan talaga pumasok. Will Antonio gets the basket. Wow! Yan po mga kaibigan. Ang ating, sabi nga natin, co-player of the week alongside Danny Siegel.
Of course, Will Antonio had a big week bago tayo magkaroon ng Easter celebration. Career high, 18 rebounds. But in today's ball game, he may have made a very crucial shot that could that has opened the way for a chance for a Coca-Cola victory.
Ika nga no matter who takes it, O kaya you find yourself struggling almost the entire ball game. But you hit a big jumper like that. Well, tignan natin. Ito ang ating game reset, mga kaibigan. Coca-Cola has one full timeout. Purefoods, wala na. Both teams in the penalty.
At titingnan natin kung anong strategy na gagawin ng Coca-Cola. They don't have to foul, but they might take their chances on fouling one of the lesser percentage free throw shooters.
There's a problem sa inbounding. They go to Roger Yap, who will be fouled by Denok Miranda. For a moment there, nahihirapan makapag-inbound ito si Noy Castillo. The fourth personal foul picked up by Denok Miranda that will send the Golden Boy Noy Castillo to the line for a pair of free throws.
Alam mo, tinitingnan ko si Coach Binky Pavis, and it seems that that wasn't the plan. Di siguro ayaw nilang foulin to si Roger Yap. He is perfect from the line so far and continues to be perfect.
So it's not Noy Castillo, it's Roger Yap. All right, 30.9 seconds remaining. Purefoods takes a 3-point lead. Be two-possession game. Ayaw! Wala lumabas. Purefoods basketball now. With half a minute remaining dito sa ating ball game.
Substitution, Rafi Rivas for Ali.
Rafi Rivas and Ali P. Kanina pa ito nagpapalitan. Nagpapalit ni Coach Binky Favis on the floor. Noy Castillo will be inbounding from the baseline. Who shall inbound here? James Yap. There's the foul. James Yap was not missed from the line in this ball game.
Calling foul on number 50, Dale Simpson. Penalty. That's his third personal foul.
Nakalain niyo ba naman bigla pa maging carjack ball game ito, ano?
And you know, a couple of opportunities na nawala rin sa Coca-Cola dahil they should have been able to control that missed free throw mula kay Roger Yap. Ngayon naman, ang susubukan nila, James Yap, who has a chance to make this a two-possession ball game.
Mga nanonood po sa kanilang mga bye-bye, ano? Sa kanilang mga telebisyon. Alam namin eh, ito kanina, iwan nila yung mga season ninyo, nakatayo na kayo. Pero ito si James Yap, mga kaibigan. He has been steady from the line. At ito, lamang na sila rito ng apat. Two-possession game here para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. At let's see, 26.6 ang nalalabing oras. But still, 100% from the line. Ito si James Yap. At least this ball game, Dale Singson. They need a basket. They go to Will Antonio, who forced the shot. Wala. Billy Mamaril to Denok Miranda. Palpal pa ang inabot ni Mark Pinglis. James Yap gets the loose ball and they will be fouled. And I think that's just about it. Tumatapik na si Coach Ronnie Magsano kay Ryan Gregorio.
That's his fourth personal foul.
Finally a smile.
Alam mo, Coach Ryan breaking into a smile because he knows that etong Coca-Cola, he thought they were already dead at one point dahil napakalaki ng lamang nila, 10 points in the last 2 minutes. Pero Coca-Cola so much heart, showing that they will never give up, gave themselves another opportunity to actually win this ball game, but seemingly will still fall short.
Nagbintis din si James Yap sa kanyang mga free throws. But they have a 5-point lead, and with that time remaining, 13.5.
Pwede pa rin to dahil meron pang timeout in hand itong Coca-Cola.
Oo nga pala, no? One full timeout para kay Coach Binky Pavis. And they will utilize that one full timeout. Coca-Cola down by 6. Not exactly that safe yet para kay Coach Ryan Gregorio. He may be smiling, but we have not heard the final buzzer yet. Full timeout by Coach Binky Pavis, and they're down by 6. Tapos na ang ating Holy Week, pero of course Coca-Cola still wanting a miracle. But who knows? Si John Arrigo graduate na po. para dito sa panig ng Coca-Cola Tigers. Si Kirby Raimundo wala na rin po para sa Purefoods Chunkee Giants. So what you have right now on the floor, yan na po. Natatapos itong ball game na ito. Let's see. Will Antonio to Denok Miranda to Billy Mamaril. Short. Pero nakuha pa rin ang Coca-Cola Tigers. But I think they will run out of time here. Oops, teka muna because a foul has just been given up here. With 3.3 seconds.
That's his fifth personal foul.
So si Mark Bingris na natawagan with his fifth personal foul. And Coach Pinky Pavis, parang ang sinasabi niya, no more fouls.
Well, obviously, what he's saying is after this make, which he did, etong baka si Billy Mamaril, he will be forced to miss that shot.
All right.
Kasi
let's
kailangan
see.
nila is 6 points. So,
And that's why binalik muli si Rafi Rivas kapalit si Ali Pic.
well, actually, they're not gonna miss the shot. He's gonna try to make this and play good defense.
So he completes the free throws, but with 3.3 seconds. And that's about it, mga kaibigan. Purefoods Chunkee Giants exacting revenge laban dito sa Coca-Cola Tigers. So